4 months ago, we did a video on Cenat's cameraman, and basically he was being freaky with someone who was underage. And all the evidence was actually presented in that video. If you haven't seen it, you can go check it out. But he has actually gone on Twitter to respond to everything. Now, in this video, he makes out that he addresses everything so you guys can get the full context, but he actually doesn't, and we're gonna get into that. It said on the post, I know my actions weren't perfect, but I want to make it clear that the conversation shown to y'all weren't in their full context and have missing pieces in an attempt to make me look like someone I'm not. Never has my character hinted at this kind of behavior, nor do I stand for that type of predatory behavior, so I made this video to just explain my point of view and explain how that this all came from me simply being immature for my age. And I understand I made a mistake, but that doesn't define who I am, and I'm not the person I was made out to be. Okay, so in this video, he actually gives more information by saying that he actually knew this girl in college, which this girl fails to mention in any of her messages, right?
At this time, in 2021, I'm 21 years old, and she was 17. But at the time, I was a sophomore in college, and she was a freshman. So these are things that, like, at first I didn't know, but over time, like, talking to her, I got to know, right? So it changed, like, my mindset about talking to her, if that makes sense. Like, she was in college, we were both in college, she was just a grade under me. I didn't see a problem with me talking to her, right? I graduated high school at 19 years old. Right? So it's not like I was in college and I was struggling to freaking pass classes. No, like I was following my course the way I was supposed to follow my course. So it was like, even the people around me in my classes were younger than me. Like, that's just how it was. Like, so I didn't see a problem with me talking to her because of the fact that she was in college. And obviously, came around to bite me in the ass. But I came to understand that that happening isn't what defines me, but what I do after is. So I wanted to just simply explain to y'all that, like, that's literally the only reason I continued talking to her at all, was because of the fact that we were both in college. I was literally, like, if I'm not mistaken, that semester is literally the semester that I dropped out of college. Like, I was like, okay, there's no point of me being in college, like, at all. Like, I'm signed up for these classes and I'm failing.
But as a 21-year-old, you should know better than, you know, talking to a 17-year-old. But you gotta also implement that he is from New York. And in New York, age of consent in New York is 17 years old. So technically speaking, he did not break any laws here, any rules here, nothing like that, right? And if you grow up in an environment in New York where everyone is acting like it's okay to text 17-year-old, then okay, I guess I understand why he thought it was okay, right? For me, I don't know. I think if I grew up in a place like that, I would probably still know that it's not okay to talk to a 17-year-old. When I was 20, I've had a lot of young people try to hit me up. You just block them, you know? But in my country and my culture, we all know that, and we all know that's not a thing to do. While if in New York, all these grown-ass dudes, yeah, we can talk to these 17-year-olds, then I can kind of feel bad for him that way. What he did, though, which was illegal, was sending pictures. And you continued to chase this woman and contact this woman even after she stopped contacting you. And when you knew her age, you continue sending her stuff. And in your video, you do not actually address this at all, Chris. You do not address the pictures and the videos that were sent. And the age of consent versus sexing laws. While 17 is the age of consent in New York, sexing laws often aim to protect minors under 18 from exploitation or exposure to explicit content by adults. Which, again, New York's rules are so stupid. Why would you say, oh, this is bad, but then in the same breath say, yep, at the age of 17 is consent? That's a New York thing that they need to fix. Dissemination of indecent material. Sending explicit images to someone under 18 can be classified as a felony offense under New York penal law. This law prohibits communication that includes explicit to arouse or exploit someone. You know, potential consequences. Convictions for such offenses can lead to significant legal penalties, including imprisonment, fines, and possible mandatory registrations as a S offender. You honestly, you lucky you that didn't go down the road for you. Like, you were so lucky, because that would have affected you big time. This, I guess, being all over the social media, it is going to affect you, and it is going to be pretty hard for you to get a job. Do I believe that people deserve second chances? Yes. But at the same time, you're just looking at your behavior. It's like, wow. And even Kai knew it was wrong. And he's from the same city as you. New York, right? I'm pretty sure they're both from New York. He even knew it was wrong. So I feel like you saying that, oh, I was young and dumb, is just, I don't know, for me it's such a big cop-out. You maybe grew up in that environment where it's okay to do that. And, you know, the law is there to basically protect you, because they say the age of consent is 17. You know, it's also hypocritical towards the other sex in laws and stuff like that. But I just feel that you would have known. There's no way that you would have not known. So the fact that you failed to add full context of actually what happened, you failed to mention anything about those pictures. A lot of people don't even talk about those pictures. There are little videos and stuff. It's all over Twitter. Your friends all seen everything, and that's why I guess they're not talking with you now. Maybe they are behind the scenes, but they don't want to work with you again, because it's like, okay, it's just a bad image. You chased someone when she told you she was 17. You continue chasing her. You start sending her explicit things. You don't mention anything of that, Chris. So therefore, you're not really taking accountability for anything at all. But at the same time, I guess there's a reason why he wouldn't want to say that, because he can go to jail. If he tells you guys, yeah, I did this and I didn't mean to, boom, that's jail time. That's evidence of you admitting it. Maybe, you know, that's if the authorities decide to, you know, investigate and do anything, because I'm assuming the girl never made a police report. So if the girl doesn't do anything, then you're fine, you're off the hook. But still, he doesn't mention any of that. He leaves a lot of it out to downplay the whole situation by adding, well, we were in college. I didn't see anything wrong with talking with her while we're in college, and I was dumb for that. Yeah, now I see. And yeah, I was dumb. But again, you failed to mention the videos, the pictures, when she told you she was 17. You know deep down that was wrong, and I just feel that was a complete cop-out, and that's all I have to say about this man who's crying. He's crying because he's lost his career, and he's depressed of everyone coming for him and dragging him all over the internet. That's why he's upset. Is he really sorry for what he did? Well, I don't see an apology, and I don't see him addressing everything properly. So that's all I have to say about this man.